Lifestyles, a show designed to help everyday Australians create a lifestyle that inspires them using property development strategies. On the show, you'll hear from everyday people changing their lives doing property development. You'll learn from their successes as well as some of the challenges they faced along the way. We'll also talk to experts from a range of fields who share specialised techniques you can use to accelerate your property journey. I'm your host, Amanda McEwen, and I'm a founder of Rising Star Developer, and I'm really passionate about helping everyday Australians build lifestyles using property development. Hey everyone, Amanda McEwen here, founder of the Rising Star Developer, and here for our Building Lifestyles podcast. And today I have one of my very special students who was actually my third student who joined the inner circle. So I've got some, really look forward to sharing Harry's story. Harry's from Victoria and really keen to share with you his journey and what he's done since he's jumped full steam ahead into property development. So welcome, Harry. We've also got very fortunate enough to have Harry's joint venture partner here, Arj. So we're going to have some great dialogue about Harry's journey, but also their experience in their joint venture partnership with their projects they're currently working on. So, hey, Harry. Hey, Arj.
Hi, Amanda. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Harry, we'll start off firstly. Prior to joining the inner circle, I know you had built your own home and done a couple of renos. What was it that made you want to even entertain doing property development?
Well, I have had a little bit of dabble in property development, but I've never had a dabble in where you build it and sell it in the same 18-month period. I've sort of built it and hung on to it for 10 or 12 years. And it was quite lucrative for me, and it was quite a good experience in the sense that I rented the units that I built in Seaford out. But I joined Amanda's group thinking that maybe I hadn't got enough experience in actually the feasibilities on the now time. Mm-hmm. It was more like a prolonged period of time. So I needed to narrow it down to make a good cash flow or good chunk deals, mm-hmm. so that I could use that money to build more wealth. And I needed something that would give me that. And I had done another couple of courses before Amanda's, and I must say that I was looking for something that was a little bit more approachable. The host was more approachable, and I was able to get on one-on-one or a phone call for the least amount of money. So, because there's a lot of courses out there that want to charge you an arm and a leg, and you don't have this privilege. And I'd like to say thanks, Amanda, for that. And the other thing that really got me going was she does there you're in it for 52 weeks. Now it's 53 weeks. Now it's 54 weeks. And then you start to realise that you haven't done anything. So it really put the wind up my sail. And I thought, well, I've got a few gaps in my knowledge and my detail. And I looked around for a JV partner that had more detail than I did. I can see a deal from a mile away, but I needed the numbers to be right. Yeah. And Arj compliments me on that side of it. So it's really good. So we're working well together.
That's amazing. And what Harry's talking about inside the inner circle, part of the program is I pop into the inbox once a week and add additional content or mindset or just information, even how to run your business. And it's very strategically done to pop in there and go, hang on a second, life gets in the way, life gets busy, let's get back on track. So I'm glad that the intention of it actually happened for you as well.
It's actually like a bit of a cow prodder, give me a stick, to make me move a little bit faster or quicker, because I don't know, it's just amazing how other things do get in the way of your goals and ambitions. And until Amanda started giving me that little bit of a heads up. So that was good. So it's made us move into I think we're in our third project now, aren't you? Yeah.
Yep, we're on our third one.
That's amazing.
Exchanged contract just a couple of weeks ago.
That's great. And we'll get into those deals in a second. And so, Harry, before you joined, you're working full-time as a manager at Coles, right? Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I was working full time. It was giving me the paycheck to go to the bank. But once that you click a certain age, the bank doesn't want to see the paycheck anyhow. So, I've been able to, and I can see the light. I've been able to now drop down to 2.5 days a week because there's a light at the end of our tunnel, and it's very close. So, very happy to move on and do this full time.
And that's amazing, Harry. And just to put it into context, this is just over 2 years from when you first decided to go on this property development journey, or when you certainly joined the inner circle. So to be able to even cut down those hours, you have.
It's one of those things where you look at your work and you say, I'm doing 45 to 50 hours a week. And you say to yourself, how long that's going to last for as you get older. You know, how many more hours you're going to be able to do. And the workload was getting more and more because of cost efficiencies and cost, you know, the company wants to make as much dollars as they can, but your body's not going to withstand it. And I've been doing it for 11 years. And I thought to myself, no, this is not going to go for another 11 years. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you had the vision, and you've certainly executed on it, and you're midstream right now as well. And I guess that leads us on. Part of what you learnt through educating yourself, you worked out that property development is like a puzzle, isn't it? So you worked out what your own capacity was and where your own strengths and weaknesses were in development. And then clearly that's where you and Arj became aligned, because you realised that you had lacked some skills that he had, and together both of you could actually go and do some great deals together.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that we also realised is that say your money doesn't take you as far in Melbourne as you like, there's plenty of places that you can develop that can fit within your budget.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've just got to go out there and find them.
That's right, absolutely. And you hit a really great point then, because we always hear in the media about the capital cities, like the Melbournes, the Sydneys, the Brisbanes, the Adelaides, but there's actually a market so much wider than our capital cities that people get caught up in the media and not actually think there's regional areas and satellite suburbs that there's so much opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's some great growth in our regional main hubs at the moment that I've never seen it, and I think the government's pouring so much infrastructure into them. So get out and have a look around. I mean, it is a bit more difficult. You got to drive for a couple of hours, but I'm sure you can find something to talk about in a 2-hour trip or an 1.5-hour trip.
You can listen to podcasts.
That's it.
So let's talk about yourself and Arj. So how did you two? It sounds like a dating questionnaire. How did you two meet?
It was actually a property course that Arj and I did together.
Yeah. And
we got on the same plane at about 10 o'clock at night, and I drove Arj home. And then Arj started to get a little bit of a group together, and every Saturday, once a month, we would meet. Mm-hmm. And over a 1.5 period, I was watching Arj from a distance and saying, well, maybe this could work. So, that's how we sort of met. So I felt the waters, and I think, before we actually decided to jump in with each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, Arj, go.
Sorry, Amanda. I remember the day when Harry came to me. This was after a coffee catch-up in Chatston. And then when we were walking to the car park, Harry said, hey, Arj, have you ever thought about doing a joint venture partnership you and I can do? And I said, yeah, sure, Harry, we could do. And then within a week, he messaged me and asked, did you think about it? Well, at the time, I didn't know what that, how big that's going to be. Thinking back 3 years from where we are, that the base of all the projects and the wealth that we have built so far is actually that conversation that Harry had asked at the time, and then we just it
rolled from there. But I didn't think Arj got too excited. Actually, I was a bit,
I didn't know what it was at the time. So
he's a system analyst. That was as excited as he was going to get.
Oh, that's brilliant, and I think you've highlighted the power of community around you. because, as you know, once you start branching your networks and associating with people that have similar interests in property and different, in business in general, it does then open up a world of opportunity because you're thinking the same way, you're being educated in a similar way. It makes you open to even exploring the concept of joint ventures in the first place. I think you also raised another good point is you actually sat back and observed each other from afar and got to know each other and understood if it was the sort of person that you'd like to work together with. Because as you would both know, when you go down the path of doing a joint venture, you really do want to be able to get along, have similar values, have good communication skills, because if you don't have those key criteria, then you know what, you're stuck having to do a project with someone that's a pain in the butt, or you're not going to get along with, or if it's challenging in any way and you can't work through it, you're stuck in that deal stuck with that relationship for the whole length of that deal.
Yeah, and it's what how could I say about partnerships and marriage? You're about the same ratio, so you really have to look at your partner. And we've been blessed that Arj is very good family man, and I'm a good family man, so we've got the same values that way. He's well respected in his community, so we're kicking more goals than we ever anticipated on money partners and deals that come across our desk. So the next stage now is to probably settle and get our thoughts together and have a little bit of work through these couple of deals and then move on to the next. We're not going to try and do 35 deals in 6 months.
But you're certainly growing. So when you first started exploring a joint venture with one another, how did you go about working out who was going to do what in the partnership, and how did that evolve contractually as well?
Arj can speak on that one.
Okay, so Harry, I knew about Harry's experience. So he's very good with dealing with people and negotiating with the agents and all the stuff. Well, in fact, we didn't have a plan of who will take what roles. We were open about it, so we knew that we can work together because we know our personalities. We were, right from the time we met, we were actually really good individuals that we could just be, sit and have a coffee with, which is a good start, I felt. Yeah. And then as we went along, we started taking roles. Like even now, we don't have one person does the same role, or it's not like one person will do the same role always. Mm-hmm. We get if I do something, I'll share with him and ask for feedback on what do you think, and then same with him. He would chat with me about, okay, I think we should do this. What do you think? And we just make sure and we collaborate and make a informed decision.
And we always ask ourselves every day, what can we do better? What didn't go well for us, and what did go well for us? And most of it's Arj with his strengths, and I'm with my strengths. So we do work with our strengths, really. I don't try and go with my weaknesses and get involved in Arj's strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes complete sense. So let's talk through your deals. So the very first, so you agreed to actually go ahead and do a deal together. So talk me through your first deal.
Okay.
You're the numbers man, Arj.
Okay, so it's a 4-acre block that we bought in Castlemaine with a house in one corner. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, a decent, structurally sound, but outdated house. We bought, and we had a brand new subdivision just across the road from the block, mm-hmm. where we could see 500 to 600 square meter lots on average. House is selling for around 700 at the time when we started. This is a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. So we did our numbers actually for only 5 lots. So we had the house in one lot, and then we thought we'll get 4 lots, 4 more lots. That's how we initially put the FISO, and the FISO worked. And when we started talking to the consultants, they said, I think you have a better way to subdivide this, and they increased it to 9 lots. And then when we went to the engineers, they said, hey guys, you got a better way to squeeze in 1 more lot. So we went to 10 lots. And now after talking to council, they asked us to do some changes, and now we are at 12 lots. And all the lots are still at that around 600 odd square meter average, and it's still conducive for the local area. We had earlier, the first plan was to have super lots of 2,500 square meters, but now we changed our plan to have around 600 to 800 square meter lots, all of them. So we're getting 12 lots of division. That's our first project.
Wow. And so that, sorry, Harry?
In 2 stages, stage 1 and stage 2, because we had a little bit of a, what would you call it, hiccup with the fire brigade?
Yeah. So they had their rules about if it goes 10 lots or over, they have the separate rules. If it's under 10 lots, they have separate rules. So we broke our subdivision plan into 2 stages. So stage 1, 8 lots, and stage 2, the 8th super lot, we will be subdividing into another 5 lots.
Yeah. Okay, that's amazing. So I'm guessing, I'd love to know what the difference between the initial fees and where you've got to now, because you've been the benefit of not just doubling the lots, but also in a market that has boomed in that time as well.
Definitely. Yep. So when we did our FISO, right, even at that 10 lot, when we came around that 10 lot subdivision mark, the lots were at 220 to 240K per lot. This is a year or so ago. And just in that last year, there was a massive growth, and they are all selling at 300 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. So just by creating those 12 lots on an average, 12 into 80K, we just nearly $1 million up more than what we initially anticipated.
And that's profit.
Yeah. I do like the emphasis that these are projected numbers, and I like to see the money in the bank.
That we have to do our numbers on projections, and I think part of being good with numbers and doing your feasibilities is you get a lot of comfort in the numbers, and they're never going to be exact, and that's why we always make sure we have our buffers in our numbers, so that if it goes up, it's a bonus. If it goes down, you still know you're going to be making money.
Exactly, but when you do it on 5 and end up with 12, I mean, it's just one of those gifts. I'm still trying to work out what's happened here, but anyway.
So what do you think? What are your targets in total? What is your target profit looking like at the moment?
We're sitting around $2 million profit, projected profits, when we sold all the lots
and the house,
all the 12 lots, and 11 lots and the house. Yeah. So just to give a rough, the rough numbers were we bought the house with the 4-acre block for $875,000 plus the stamp duty, and then the renovation that we did was roughly around 100K. And we just had a comparable sales sent to us by the agent whom we are working with, Gels Craig agent. So we could clearly see the houses on a smaller block around 2,000 square meters, which is what we have got when we subdivide the house on a smaller block, are selling for 950 plus.
Wow.
And around 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom configuration. So we are sitting around that, comfortably around the 900 plus mark for the house. And rest of the blocks are sitting at somewhere between 260 to 320, 330, based on their size and frontage.
Wow. So based on what you're saying, you've effectively, by renovating the house and adding value to it, you've almost recouping your original purchase price plus your reno in selling that front house, and you've de-risked the project. So really, it doesn't really owe you much. I mean, you have, of course, your subdivision costs and engineering costs and things like that. But if you look at across those remaining 11 lots, you've got very, very little cost associated with it. So the rest of it's pure profit. So worst case, even if the lots end up selling for 250 as opposed to 320, you're still putting a lot of cash in the back pocket.
Roughly around 80K per lot was our anticipated subdivision cost. That the 80K was itself on a high side when we anticipated. But the materials and cost of labor has gone up, so we probably are at that 80K mark still. But the projected, the resale has gone up significantly, which is helping well.
That's amazing. Could you have ever thought when you first took on this deal that you had the potential to be banking, I'm not sure how your profit split is, but, banking that sort of money in your first deal?
No, we didn't anticipate that at all.
And what is that sort of wealth, if you're banking, say, for assuming you bank 50-50 or $1 million each, how does that change your lives?
Well,
Never thought about that before.
we're going to Santorini.
Good on you. I really think that after you do a deal, and especially one as lucrative as this, have a reward, a really good reward to acknowledge your achievement. It's so important.
Well, I want to see Arj's country. Arj wants to see Arj's wife wants to see my country. So we've got we've actually got our second deal is in Santorini Proprietary Limited.
Yeah. So we named our second. So in the second deal, the company that we created, we named the company Santorini HWC. HWC stands for Here We Come.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
LTD.
That's brilliant. Yeah, we get creative with some of our joint venture names as well, which is a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of fun.
So, wow. So you've just gone through your first deal, and so it's gone 1 into 11. That's 1 into 11. 1 into 11 or 1 into 12?
1 into 12.
Yeah, 1 into 12 now, of course. That's the house. So it's 11 lots, but the house is there. So 1 into 12. On track to banking $2 million. And you've got another one as well. So talk me through the second deal.
Yeah, so second deal is again. So when we when we took the deal, we sort of became a local area expert. Chatting with the local agents to understand what the resale would be, what's the local market appeal would be for the block sizes and stuff. We got to talk to a lot of agents, and Harry is that side of our business. So he got a lot of real estate friends there, or agent friends there. And one of the agents brought to us this off-market deal, which was even closer to the city center, which is 3 minutes by drive to the city center. This 1 acre block, which is surrounded by all houses, but this block is in between. So which means that all the connections and sewage and everything is readily available, unlike our first deal. So it's actually much less to subdivide, the cost of subdivision. So this 1 acre block, we're subdividing into 6.
Wow. Okay.
We got longer settlement on that as well.
But here's the learning curve on this one, and the learning curve, as we've talked about it before, we spent the long settlement thinking that we'll get everything ready in line, but because it's got no house on it, it's harder to get finance, and that was the learning curve that we made. And the
LVRs,
LVR is quite different. So we're, around 55 to 60% LVR on this one. And it's been a struggle. Well, it's made us grow, our brain, and made us push the boundaries and made us think a bit harder. And we had a couple of, exciting nights sleep. So, but we've come across the line. We're just about across the line. So, yeah, so the business does push you to find solutions.
Yeah, it sure does, Harry. And I know we spoke about this deal during our recent group coaching call, and I certainly challenged you a bit, didn't I, in terms of how you looked at this deal and other perspectives to think about. So
absolutely, it challenged me, and I got off the phone and I said, Arj, I just got smashed over the head, but
in a nice and polite way.
In a nice way, in a way that you've got to grow, to make you, and not many coaches would challenge you like that.
Yeah.
And I appreciated all of it. So we went back to the drawing. We have a good think, and now we're doing what you said we're going to do, and we've already started lodging the application to the council before we've actually taken. And we've got a little bit of an extension, so that's good. So,
And I love that you've taken that on board, because I believe a coach's role is not just to pat you on the back and support you and say everything's going to be okay, but also to challenge you and make you really think about different things. And I'm glad that you took that on board. And I love also, Harry, that you said, yes, there's been challenges with this, but there are opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
And that is such a thing in development, isn't it? It's the challenges that really do accelerate your growth, and you're never going to make the same challenge or mistake twice. But if everything runs completely smoothly and you're just ticking along, it's nice to have those sort of projects.
Like the first one, as much. Yeah, you don't learn as much. Like the first one, it was sort of like someone just giving us a raw routine in a game of cards,
Yeah.
But,
After
but the second one, go through the numbers again, Arj. It's 7 lot subdivision.
6 lots.
6 lots,
changed to 6 lots. Amanda, so when Harry got off the phone with you, he called me and then he transferred the exact emotions that he received to me, saying that this is what I got from Amanda. And then I said, yeah, I really deserve that. And it was good. It's good to know that as a coach, you just not always highlighting only the positives, but when there is a negative thing, raising that and being able to deliver that in an appropriate manner, I thought it was really good.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Just before we get into the numbers, how did you both, and there's no doubt even from the first project, every single project has challenges, right? And sometimes you get news that you don't want to deliver. How do you manage, like, I guess how Harry delivered the message that after the coaching call to you, how does that go between the two of you? Is it something that you've got such an open dialogue with one another, that you communicate really well? I'd love to know that, because I think that's such a key ingredient in a joint venture partnership.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've got two kids, 5-year-old and 1-year-old, so I'm usually strapped for time. But whenever I drop off my kids into school and daycare, there's like half an hour that I call Harry on the way back while driving, or even during the office hours. We sort of communicate almost daily for nearly at least half an hour, talking about our projects, talking about the current situation, where we are at, what we need to do. We also have this Microsoft To Do app where we put things of what to do. And Harry or me, whenever we have a chance, we just open that and then see what all we need to do. And then Harry would do things when he's free and then tick it off. And same with me. If I finish that, I'll tick it off. But the communication, as you said, Amanda, is a key thing. And probably half an hour a day. We so far have been managing the three deals we've got it up and running, and sort of half an hour a day communicating is what taking us to sort of a safe ground for progress.
And so it's very much building that relationship, isn't it? So it's really key just to have that open and honest and transparent communication, which I think is really critical in a joint venture partnership. Being able to communicate the good news as well as the bad news as well, and navigate through those challenges together. I think that's a real key ingredient when it comes to any partnership. Not too dissimilar to marriage, right? Like, marriages and businesses, communication is so important to help you navigate through whatever curveballs get thrown your way. So it sounds like you guys have got a really good approach to how you communicate.
The other thing I'd like to say about that is that, and I can see that a lot of people could find out that they've said the wrong thing or talked the wrong way, or it's the wrong subject at the wrong time. And, and I don't know what Arj does when he gets off the phone with me, because I'm pretty straightforward and blunt. So we'll leave that alone. But we've got to have the end goal in mind.
Yeah.
And you've got to say to yourself, now, is that big a problem? Is that a big enough problem to stop going to where you want to get to?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to look at it a little bit that way, I feel, anyhow. And you're all going to have, everyone, even the best friends, have problems.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys are doing a really good job with the regular communication, open communication, and your common vision, which is really important.
Yeah, that's the common vision is probably it's one of those things where you've just got to weigh up, is the ant worth bigger than the elephant, So
yeah, no, that's amazing. So let's talk through your second deal. The numbers on the second deal.
So the 1 acre block we purchased for 700. It's not a regular rectangle block. It's in sort of a triangle block with the sort of 15 meters or 18 meters of frontage to enter the block. Mm-hmm. So we are getting 6 lots, averaging from 400 to sort of 600 square meters. That size, and each of the lots there, the smaller lots around 250k each, and the bigger lots are 320, 330 each. So 700 purchase price, and we anticipated around 300k subdivision cost, over $1 million for it to for cost wise, but netting. I should work at the numbers again, but it's around 4 blocks of say 320, 25, which is 1.1, and then 2 lots of 250 and 250 and 280. So around at 500 there. So 1.6-ish is what we would be we're anticipating to get it back. Again, this is quite close to the town center, and it's also close to a farmer's market. And the bus stop is just in front of the property, and it's on the way to Melbourne.
And just talking about that block, if we build on it, there's a lot more money on it. So that's the kicker on that block. So if we start building, 3 or 4 bedroom houses, I think there's an extra $800,000 in it. Is that right, Arj? Something like that?
Probably a bit more than that, I think, because the quotes that we got from GJ Gardeners there, they were quoting around 350 to 400 to build, and the houses there are selling at 800 plus easy. And brand new, 800 is quite conservative there for a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom house.
Yeah.
And we got GJ Gardner to give us what they can put on each of those blocks, because we got the land survey to draw the subdivision plan, and we passed it on to GJ Gardner's, and they gave us I think 3 different products on each of the blocks. They gave us options.
Plans, yep.
And then when we passed on to the real estate agent, so he was able to give us numbers. So 400 on top of the existing blocks, we could get 800 plus on the resale.
And what I love about this deal is you've got multiple exit strategies. So you can go with the land sale first, you can go with the house and land sale, or you can build them out. So depending on whatever stage the market's at or what the appetite in the market's at, you've got multiple different strategies to be able to use to get out of this project, which is a fantastic way for structuring your deal. Yeah.
And we also learned from GJ Gardner's that if there could be a commission if we choose to select them, and if the end buyer uses them. So there's again that sort of
a build rebate.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's great. So wow, so you're talking about another $1.6 million in profit. And what's the timing looking like for that project?
We are settling in 2 months.
Yeah.
The paperwork is all ready. So we will be submitting the paperwork in the next week or so.
Yeah.
And this being an infill project, we expect the DA to take much less time, probably within 6 to 9 months. We'll start putting the lots on market in 9 months' time.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're in May. Early next year. It should be in summertime. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you can also potentially market them if you've got confidence around the approval with the lot sizes. There's nothing to even stop you from pre-selling them even before you have your full DA. You just need to make sure you've got a clause in that. So if you want to leverage a certain market condition, that's another strategy there to be able to pre-sell as well in advance. And then you've got a third one recently you just purchased too.
Well, that one is quite an interesting one. There's 3 of us in this one. So we've got 3 people, Arj and I and someone from Sydney, which is he's a money partner as well as an equity partner.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a 4-bedroom house on it that we couldn't actually find a wall from all the stuff that was in it. Oh, it's amazing. It was amazing. So I think the list price was $835, Arj?
Yeah.
And we've picked it up for $700.
Wow.
So there's a full reno on that's going to cost us about $140, which is 2 bathrooms, new kitchen, flooring, painting. We should be able to. The agent's talking around the $900 for the resale on that one, and we're going to get 2.
Yeah,
$900.
Yeah, a good reno, functional reno for that old 1900s cottage style houses in that area. It's selling around 900 plus.
And what area is this one in? What suburb is this one in?
Again, Castlemaine. So all 3 of our projects are in Castlemaine. We sort of became a local area expert, I guess.
Yeah, we started off there, and I think we're going to end up there too. So, and we're getting 2 one 500 square metre block of land and one 600 square metre block of land off the back with views. And they're looking at 280 and 320. Is that right, Arj?
Around 280 mark on 260 to 280 for both the lots. Yeah.
Okay.
So
It'll be a battle axe block.
Yeah, common driveway for all three lots, the house lot and the real two lots. So the house with 100K worth of reno, the house would be making its money back with a bit more profit. Profit is what we anticipate. And then the real lots is just the subdivision cost on those lots that we would be able to, get our
We're
money
looking
back.
at about 200,000 on this one, Arj, isn't it?
This is after paying the money partners. So the conservative estimate around the 300K mark. Well, again, Harry, in that FISO, we had actually only put 780 for the house.
Oh, okay.
We just put 780 with whatever we were seeing in the vicinity. But after we spoke to the agent, he was able to point to us on very well good renovated house, period homes on smaller blocks, which we couldn't see for some reason in RP data. It actually didn't come up, but he was able to get that extract out for us just a couple of days ago, and we could clearly see the houses are selling around the 900 plus mark, like really good renovated houses. Yeah.
So the total profit before money partners are paid out?
Well, after the money partners are paid out.
And what's the before money partners are paid out in total?
Around the 300K mark.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've also gotten early access to the property. So even before settlement, we'll be able to renovate the property. And we've got 10 months settlement, which also means we can submit the paperwork to council for DA. Well,
that's amazing. Yeah. So from your 3 deals, your total profit is looking about 3.9 million.
Oh, wow, I didn't calculate that before.
You never calculate. Really?
Yeah, so if you're talking 2 million profit from your first deal, 1.6 million profit in your second deal, and 300K on your third deal, that's 3.9 million.
If you, second deal, if you choose to construct and sell all the 6 lots,
yes,
and plus
pretty amazing, isn't it?
We never put everything together before, but yeah, it's the first time. Yeah.
Does that just blow your mind?
It's life-changing, really.
It is life-changing, isn't it?
Hmm.
And just think of how, so let's just recap on all that, because I think the magnitude of what you guys are achieving right now is only just starting to hit you, isn't it?
Yeah, just
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, actually right on this call, because we've been busy enough that we didn't add them up.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, terrific.
So recap it for me. So your first deal, 1 into 12.
12 lots of division, yeah. The first deal is 1 into 12 lots of division with the existing house renovated and subdivided in a smaller block. The second deal is a 1 acre block subdividing into 6 lots, much closer to the city center. And the third project is a existing 1900s cottage house on a half acre block being subdivided into 3 lots, one with the house, and the house we are renovating the house to top market standards.
Yeah. So not only are you looking to bank $3.9 million, do you actually realize that you have created 23 new homes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
And you know what, that's a really nice feeling, because people, most of our market up there would be first home buyers. So it's a good feeling, because, they start off on the property ladder. Mm-hmm. Someone asked me today at work, what's your best investment? And I said, I've tried everything. I said, the only thing that ever made any money out of it was property. Everything else I've got some money in shares, and in the last 18 months, all I've seen them go is backwards. So,
I'd add to that, Harry. I think the best investment you've made is investment in yourself.
Yeah, well, that's the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Between the ears is the hardest bit.
Yeah, the most valuable real estate you own is the real estate between your ears.
Yeah, the most valuable, because doesn't matter what happens to the rest, you can always use that again.
Yes, that's true. And I'm with you as well. I've tried many different strategies, and property has certainly been, it's life-changing. And you're talking about, you started on this journey a couple of years ago in terms of commuting down this development path. At what time frame? Let's just go into time frames now. So your first project, what's your time frame going to be from in and out?
Well, it's taken a bit longer than we thought because of COVID.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah. So we signed contract in. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I just got another call, but that's okay. So we signed the contract in September 2020. Mm-hmm. We're now in May 2022. But we're very close to getting the DA. That was the last bit of paperwork, which was the 173 agreement between the council and us. That's getting signed as we speak.
I've got it over here. We just found out where we've got to send it to the bank because no one knew where it had to go. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that's the mainstream lenders. So they, it's slack. But again, so we would be getting the DA by July, the max. And so July to construction would probably be another 9 months. We'll be out of the deal in, let's say, in a year's time.
Yeah.
Sold and everything and cashed. So May 2022, May 2023, we should be out. With the second project, the paperwork will be submitted probably in the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And we should be getting the DA in the next 6 to 9 months, and then construction for another six months. It's quite quick because it's an infill subdivision. So we can expect another 1.5 years there to sell out and cash. Mm-hmm. And then the third deal is we expect the DA to come through in 10 months time. And then probably another 6 months time, we should be out of that deal as well.
Wow. So you're talking about, so you're talking about 30 months for your first project. Mm-hmm. You're talking about 12 to 18 months for your second project and about 16 months for your third project.
Yeah, but as you can see, we're getting a little bit better at it. So, I think that I think in our first project, if we were a little bit more, wasn't working Fridays and on your call more and doing a more proactive, we could have shaved 6-7 months off that.
Yeah, and you're going to get better and better as the results that you've got right now, or the profits you have in the pipeline are amazing, considering you're only going to get better.
Yeah, I believe that as well. Yeah. And we're able to flick the deals a lot quicker. Yeah, we've been offered quite a few, and we just, even by some buyer's agents, and even though we got our first property from a buyer's agent, they don't all work. That's what I'm trying to say to everybody. They don't all work. You do your own due diligence, even though they convince you that it's a goer. It's 9 times out of 10 it isn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we've got experience that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're going to sign a contract and a deal, you've got to be 100% comfortable with the numbers rather than relying on anybody else's. What else I love about what you guys are doing is, and Harry, you'd know this, how I teach the concept of your deal belt. I mean, you guys have nailed this whole concept about your deal belt. So you found a sweet spot where the numbers just make sense. The development plan allows you to do what you want to do. You've become area experts because you know that market so well. And then if it's working, you just farm that area, rinse and repeat until the numbers don't work. And then you move on to the next area. So you guys are in this sweet period right now.
Yeah.
In your deal belt.
The deal belt found us.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, maybe we weren't looking that way, and it found us. It's just amazing, because we looked at a lot of deals in Melbourne and we couldn't find anything that stacked up in Melbourne. Yeah. They're starting to stack up now, but because a lot of the builders are unloading their properties, we're starting to get a few around, but they still don't stack up as good as these.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's been incredible to have you talk through your deals. And yeah, you've blown me. I had high level understanding of what your deals were, but now you've run through the numbers. you guys should be really, really proud of yourselves. It's quite an achievement of what you've done in such a short period of time. And it's a true testament to both of you working together, combining your knowledge, your vision and your expertise, and going out there and doing it. Not just one thing, but you guys have actually taken that knowledge and just gone out there and made it happen for yourselves, so that you can get to that vision and that lifestyle that you're both striving for. So it's been an incredible story listening to your 3 deals, creating over 23 homes, $3.9 million in profit, all within, and all 3 deals is going to be in less than 30 months. I mean, you think if you had to work to earn that sort of money, and it's life-changing. It just opens up a whole new world of lifestyle to you both. So,
it
and this is just the beginning.
Yeah, it will. I can see it now. You know, when you come across with those numbers, Amanda, you've just blown me away. I'm ready to jump on the phone and tell my wife, and she'll just tell me to. You know what she'll tell me?
She goes, "Let's go to Santorini now."
Yeah, no, she'll say, "Keep working."
Yeah. Oh, look, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you and talking to both of you. And I have no doubt that anyone listening to this podcast is going to be really inspired by both of your stories, your journeys, how you've worked together for your own visions, but collectively you're working together towards that. And the deals that you're talking about deals that you've acquired during COVID times when you've been in crazy lockdowns. You've kept on going, pushing ahead, made these deals work, even with the market that's stabilising right now in Victoria. You're still out there looking for opportunity. You've found a sweet spot, and you're making it work. So I'm really, really proud of both of you, and I'm so thrilled to be part of that journey on the sidelines, cheering you on.
I'm very, very proud to be part of your journey as well. Being on board, it's terrific.
Yeah. Oh, and just wanted to mention, every time, whenever Harry had mentioned that he's asked you a question, he would come back to me within the half a day and then say, "This is what Amanda said." I was so amazed with how quick you were able to respond, not just respond, understand the queries, and also be able to respond and help. I was really surprised and mind blown. I don't think I've been part of a lot of the property coaches group, but I never had any response as quick as yours.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, your success, or my students' success, is really important to me, and I make it a priority to try and respond as quickly as I possibly can. And I can see the benefit of how that helps people keep moving ahead. So thank you for your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Well, have a great day.
Yeah, thanks for your time, guys. And I can't wait to keep hearing your progress.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. This is Building Lifestyles, a show designed to help everyday Australians create a lifestyle that inspires them using property development strategies. This podcast was produced by the Rising Star Developer. We've been helping Australians realise their financial and lifestyle goals since 2020. And we play a pivotal role in educating, supporting and celebrating the goals and successes of our students. To find out how we can help you realise your property, wealth and lifestyle goals, head to our website www.risingstardeveloper.com.au. To make sure you don't miss an episode of Building Lifestyles, be sure to subscribe to or follow the show in your podcast app. And while you're there, leave us a 5-star review, as it really helps others find the show. I'm Amanda McEwen, and we'll be back next episode with more tips to help you build your lifestyle.